Okay, well, here we are again. I'm standing in, Ian Nicholson standing in for Holmesy this time for a different voice, and this is really part two of the statement on Friday, which would be great to watch. But in a moment, I'm just going to hand over to Rosemary just to take us through. But I'd also like to introduce, on Rosemary's left is Rupert Phillips, who's the chair of the Cards Trust. You normally see Rupert probably at games shaking a bucket or selling Gold Rush or doing all sorts of jobs, and it's great to have you here, Rupert. And of course, Alan Dowson here. And I'll draw different people in as Rosemary's speaking. Draw different people in, and Dowse at the end. I think there's a little bit of player news, and we'll talk a little bit about trading and everything like that. Sure. So how things are going. So Rosemary, over to you.
Thank you, Ian. Well, as we mentioned last Friday, the purpose of this statement is to outline the way ahead for the coming season, and we know it's going to be nothing like we've faced before. If you haven't read or listened to Friday's statement, we'd strongly encourage it. It is on the website, and I am delighted to welcome Rupert to this session. I mentioned on Friday the huge amount of detailed work has gone into ensuring that we have a plan to be sustainable and also give Dowse a competitive budget. Once we have that foundation, we will look to push on further. We don't have a benefactor, but we do have some things which in the long term will be more valuable. We have a hugely committed base of fans and volunteers, a brilliant community presence, a great management team, and core of players on a hard-working and committed board. Our plan for the coming year is threefold. Match day admission. Capacity will be severely restricted as we follow the 85 pages of COVID instructions to start the season on October the 3rd. Alongside this, our bar, food and hospitality income will be slashed at the start of the season. At this moment, we have no idea whether capacity will be 500 or 2,500, but we are working on an estimate of 1,100, which will be 50% of our average attendance last year. The decision on capacity is out of our hands. Until we know the details, we cannot give exact prices, but we can give an idea of the direction of travel. Here are some of the headlines. The ground on a match day will be a cashless environment. All tickets will be purchased beforehand and other transactions will be card only. We will not initially be issuing season tickets. The majority of National League teams have not advertised season tickets, and the National League has now strongly advised its clubs not to do so. Unless our capacity is set ridiculously low, we will not be adopting an adult price only policy, as some clubs have done. With our family ethos, this would be counter to our values. Unfortunately, all guest and complimentary tickets will be stopped unless essential. With limited capacity, we have to make each space count. Matchday prices at the start of the season may well be higher simply to face economic realities. As capacity hopefully increases towards normal during the season, we will look to introduce loyalty offers, half-season tickets and other ideas. Our focus is loyal supporters, and we're therefore considering a membership fee which will give supporters priority access to book match tickets. We would discount the cost of this scheme to existing season ticket holders. #Cards Reboot. To reach the playing budget, the Football Club and the Cards Trust, working in partnership, have set a fundraising target of £150,000 for the season, drawing on the support of fans and the local community. To put this in perspective, if 1,500 supporters were able to contribute £100 or £10 a month each between now and the end of the season, we would reach our target. We know it's not that simple, and while some of you will be able to do more, others of you will be facing your own challenges. However, we know that when we pull together, we can make a huge difference. We envisage hundreds and perhaps thousands getting involved with regular donations and fundraising initiatives.
If I could just butt in there, Rosemary, and bring in Douse actually, because
Yep.
I know you're always involved in the community. You're always trying to draw in little bits here and there, and
Yep.
there've been a couple of encouragements, haven't there already?
Brilliant. We mentioned a woman who was here on Friday, didn't we? Friday, when we're doing this thing on Friday, a lovely couple, they don't want to be mentioned, unfortunately, but a lovely couple, lovely people, we said, well, we'll probably donate £5,000 to her, want a season ticket for that if you like, or not doing a gate entry for that. Admission, if I said it right. Okay, so it's one of them, so that's just a start, we've been around, a lot of people have been knocking on doors this week and all that, a lot of people are coming forward, and saying they want to help. Brilliant. A lot of people don't want to get mentioned, to be honest, which is great. With 5,000 there, 1,000 here, it's going to be.
And the ladies, I think are they in training?
Training now, we're training at the minute, and Judy's organised with the ladies to do a bike ride for her, which is fantastic, great gesture, and all that, We've also had Scott Harrison from our academy, which are great, and all academy boys are going to do a bike ride as well for us, which is great. Hopefully by then I can do it myself, which I should be, so I can help both parties out. But if the ladies I think we do quite a lot for them as well, which is great. So for them to stand up and Judy to stand up and say we're going to do a bike ride with all their girls, and for Scott to stand up and say all the academy boys are going to do it as well, it shows how close a club can be. You know what I mean?
And I know. I haven't asked him yet, but the church I go to in Woking, I'm going to tap up the pastor to say let's do a fundraiser, probably a football-a-thon or something. Once you can do it.
And tomorrow night I'll be saying to the lads and all, saying, listen, if you're signed up and you're part of the team, have a little word out there as well.
Yeah.
Just do it. If I'm going to put a word about, which I will do. I'm looking at other teams knocking, there's 5 or 6 teams I saw last night, whacking a few budgets about and stuff like that, but we'll finish high on all of them.
Brilliant. Thanks, Douse. Thanks. Sorry, Rosemary, back to you.
That's all right. Of course, most of us can't contribute huge sums, but we can all do our bit as best as we are able. The easy way to contribute one-off donations will be through the donate button on the main club shop website. If you're organising a fundraising initiative or simply want to make a contribution, it's very quick and simple. 100% everything donated will go towards the total, and there'll be regular progress updates to keep us all informed. Whilst we don't need all the 150,000 immediately, the first few weeks are important to get a sense of response and to build up an income flow throughout the season and beyond. So please do make a contribution early if you're able to do so. As well as the one-offs, regular contributions each month are really important for us. And you can arrange this from £10 per month upwards in 2 ways, either through the club website, on a specific button, which is on the shop website, or through the Cards Trust well-established Boost the Budget scheme.
And just coming in there, I was talking to Sam, who's done a lot of work behind the scenes on this, and I think the donate button will be set up. It may already be done so. And I tried both out today. I did the donate and I changed my standing order for Boost the Budget. But I think if you do a donation, you get an email back, which allows you, if you want, to set up a regular direct debit, which can be processed. Or Rupert, obviously Boost the Budget's been around for years and been fantastic, so that's another option.
It is indeed, and I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking everyone who has contributed over the past 7 seasons. We have, as Rosemary mentioned on Friday, managed to raise over £200,000 for the club. Absolutely brilliant, thank you very much. We're now in a difficult situation, as you've heard from Ian, Rosemary and Douse, and we need to raise more funds. In trying to modernise the Trust website, we are looking very closely now and have just acquired a package where we will be able to also offer online contributions as well as the paper versions which are available on the Trust website. So we hope to have news on that within a couple of weeks when that's tested and available. Watch out for news on the club website, cards board and on the Trust website. We're all in this together, we're working together, we want to raise as much money as we can to help Douse and the club through what is a very difficult and challenging time.
Thank you.
They're fantastic at Trust League,
Yeah,
they're fantastic people. I've got to say that Rupert's been a top lad. I'm not saying he's sitting there, he's always trying to help, and I think they're fantastic people at Trust. I think we can work with them all day long.
Brilliant. I know I was doing some sums today, and I think I worked out. I mean, you don't really realise, but 500 people giving £10 a month would raise £60,000.
Of course.
You know, it all, and you know, a lot of us can afford that. Some can't, but a lot of us can.
Yeah, we do. And I'm not daft fast saving, you know, walking around doing different things, what to do. You don't want to mention too many names, 'cause I don't want to mention anybody, you know what I mean? But I'm not daft what to do. I try to turn to the meetings, as you know, because I've got a lot of respect for them, but we're not daft what we do. We're massive for a football club.
Brilliant. Thanks, Daz. Sorry, Rosemary, back to you.
Well,
Volunteering.
I think I just want to add, as a past chairman of the trust and
It's better now. People said it's better now.
Can I just remind you who helped set the trust up, Daz?
No, it says miles
You
better
weren't
than it used to
here
be.
then.
Well, you used to be there, did you?
Yeah, I used to help
amount
do
of people who said
that,
it's
so
miles
you
better
know, I
now.
wouldn't be there if I wasn't here. But all I was going to say is that there are very close links. Why do I sit next to him? There are very close links between the trust and the board, because, as I said, I mean, I originally came on the board as the trust nominee, and we of course have a new nominee from the trust who's very much known to the club, and I'm sure at some stage Ian will interview George, so people will realise who George is. They'll all know him when they see him. And we are very, very lucky to have such a good working relationship between the trust and the board.
Absolutely.
And when I phone you up or email you, go, oh, what she want now?
Oh, but I do listen.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Yes.
Aye. That's the best way. Just sometimes you
You don't listen at all. Moving back to the script, or I'll get told off by Ian. Volunteering. Thirdly, this season we will maximise the impact of volunteers, and beyond specialist roles, we'll look to fill most matchday roles with volunteer help. We are so grateful to those who do so much on our behalf and save the club thousands. For example, Bob Brakes designs the programme as a volunteer, saves us at least £3,000, and if you took commercial rates it would be considerably more than that, and also won the award for Best Programme. Andy Turner and Martine Allen cover the PA and save us £2,500 a year. The cleaning team after games saves us thousands. Volunteers hosting the hospitality lounge save us over £4,000, and a small group come and clean the offices during the week. Of course, the video team save us thousands. Thank you, Daniel, on behalf of the video team. He's not looking at me, I'm embarrassing him now. And produce a brilliant and professional set of highlights for each match. There are many more, and we are grateful to each and every one of you. We will produce a list of more volunteering opportunities, particularly for match days. Be warned, a lot of the jobs aren't very glamorous, but they are very valuable. Again, together we can make a difference, and it's what Woking FC and club football is all about. We will have regular updates, and the next event of this type will be a question and answer in some form or other. So, as we prepare to start the season, you can be sure of three things. Firstly, we treat your money and your support with the utmost care and work to safeguard the club. Secondly, we will squeeze as much of our budget into the playing squad as is humanly possible. Our aim is to at least match last season's weekly budget and hopefully exceed it. Thirdly, as we have always seen, Douse will use the playing budget carefully and brilliantly to build the squad. Regarding ideas and issues to do with volunteering and the reboot fundraising, simply email admin@wokingfc.co.uk and we will respond. Woking FC is second to none at pulling together, and to us this is not a season to simply tread water or make it through. We want to push on and believe that if we all do our part, great things can happen. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. And just a couple of things. I was just talking to Daniel earlier, and in time, although not immediately, there may well be a volunteering page on the website. People just fill it in and can submit it and so on. And also on volunteers, I meet people from a lot of other clubs who are chaplains or involved with other clubs, and they're flabbergasted at the amount of roles we get covered, because they say, how do you get people to do that? How do you get someone to design a programme for free? We're paying this, or you know,
and look
and
at
the
our
PA.
COVID-19 officer.
Well, yeah.
Who's taken a week off work to get all of the stuff together as a volunteer.
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So just a couple of bits to wind up. Firstly, from you, Rosemary, rather than the script, I think there's going to be a bit of a change with the programme next season, and also we are exploring streaming.
Yes, the National League have really made it quite plain that paper programmes this season is not something they want to do, and that would be partly because of the cash handling, and obviously the general thing about hand safety, hand hygiene and safety of people. So it will be an online available programme, which is being worked on now, and I believe will be downloadable at a fee, which again, as I said, is being worked on. It's not us who's made the decision, it is the National League. They have requested it very firmly. I think that's putting it very politely. And the streaming options, Mick and the team have been looking at all the options out there. Now, at the moment, the National League really haven't given any guidance on league matches, although we're assuming the BT will have the rights to that and may or may not work with clubs. For friendlies, we are exploring whether it is a possibility. Now, one of the problems with all the friendlies, home and away, being behind closed doors, is that there is a very, very strict limit on staff who will be able to attend those, as you know, because you've been given the requirements for media, and there may be other problems around the streaming, but the team are looking very hard at it now. They're looking to find options, and hopefully we'll have some answers to that as soon as we're able to.
Thank you. And programmes will be principal, and also, Bob, there are lots of new opportunities. So, for example,
Yes.
a sponsor who advertises in the programme, you could hover over the advert, click it, and you're through to their website. So, actually, there are possibilities with the online programme which wouldn't be there. And Dow's coming to you. Obviously, disappointing to most of us to lose our 6'6"
Seven.
defender this week, Musa, and so on, but also possibly a couple of signings in the pipeline.
Yeah, Musa's one of them things. Took a pound note. These players do that, to be honest. Disappointing. If you want to know the truth, I would look after them very well here. A lot of people looked after them in different ways, giving them jobs. Sam Locks and flew his kids over Christmas to see him and all that, and stuff like that. Got him a job, living clubs helping out with the house. Room to live in, sorry. And but if somebody offers you a deal like what he's just got, a hell of a deal, to be honest. I'm flabbergasted myself, to be honest. Hell of a deal. So good look at him. He can do that. I think Haley will be the next one, but he wants full-time football, not him. That's what they want to do. He wants to go and play full-time. He said that for a while. I had a handshake on him. Something will probably happen to him in the next couple of days with another club. Good luck with that. We'll be welcome back anytime. I've been in it a long time. I never have a player who doesn't want to be here, good, bad or ugly. If they don't want to be at the football club, let them go. And it's the best thing to do. On the flip side of things, we'll have a couple of players signed by tomorrow. Tomorrow we will. Then we'll have some more. Obviously, it doesn't take a genius. Kane Fernhard and Nathan Collier being there tomorrow night at training. So we'll have a couple more added on as well. And all that by the weekend. So we'll just go bit by bit. It might be a slow start because how we are at the minute and stuff like that. But we're best off judging in 7 weeks, not now, to be honest. So judging when the season starts.
I think one of the signings tomorrow will be really go down well with the fans.
That's right. I think everybody's wanting to see Martin Taylor play again. So he's still got. That's right. I think it'll be popular, and we've been talking to these players all the time. We've got to work. There's a loan system we've got to deal with as well. But the bottom line is, why would you not want to play for working? I think I get the Heidi one wants to go full time. I get the Musa one a bit.
Well, that deal is
Money United, aren't you down there? As you do. So let them crack on. I wish both lads well. Wish all the lads well, Manny well, Sean well, let them all, whatever. I wish them well, I really do. But I'm more about the cases and the Rossies and the people like Rossi today says, it's like Christmas Eve, innit? We've got train tomorrow. It's like, and he means that. He come to say it's just for a chat today. I wasn't in, he's gone, I can't sleep and all that because he wants to come back to train tomorrow. And that's what we want to do. We want to go in the training ground, lock the gates and concentrate on football. And we will help out what we're doing now. We'll help the chairman, we'll help all what we need to do as a football club. And I'll back that 100% and do all I possibly can. I even walked in a shop, it doesn't want to be mentioned, but I walked in a shop in Walton. I said, come on, man, give us £1,000, will you? And he's given us, I've got to check my call. But he says, I says, it's your local club. He says, it's 10 miles away. I said, don't worry about that. He said, I'm local, aren't I? Give us £1,000, I've got to check on my call now. I haven't given it yet, but I've got my call.
Well, don't give it to me.
I know, I'll give it to John. Yeah, I'll give it to John tomorrow morning. So that's the sort of things we've got to do. You know, I don't mind getting told something else, and I think everybody works like that. That's what I'll do. But we'll build a side. We'll build a side as always. We'll be competitive as always. We'll wear the badge from the heart as always we will. Still sitting here, being a working manager. Delighted. Let's crack on.
Brilliant. It's going to be a challenging season, but it's also quite exciting.
It's exciting. I love it.
It's a real challenge.
Brilliant. Because I had a similar thing happen. We've done really well, and we took Jamal Lure, and it took Nick Obama. God, but the following year we've done better. Simple as well now. Let the players go who want to go. Let the players come in who want to be here. Let's see what happens. We'll be tight on the training ground as always. We'll get the ones who've been here a few years, who know how much it means to play for this football club, how much it is to manage a football club, how much it is to be here. I'll tell you, I'll get you a few points this season, I tell you.
And to be fair, the players, are very enthusiastic and been really great, actually.
Yeah, they're great. Yes, lads, and we'll also have good lads. We'll never have bad legs here. We'll have bad legs. And we'll kick them out. If any of our lads, if I go there tomorrow night and have a change of mind, they can go as well. We want players who want to be at the football club, and we have got them.
Brilliant.
We have got them.
I'd love to ask you about agents, but we won't get onto that now.
Ask us what you want.
No, time's gone.
In fact, I'm going to ask agents for booster budget. I'm going to ask them all. See if they'll put it.
Brilliant. Excellent. So, thank you all three of you for your time. And the key message, I think, is reboot. That getting it moving, donate or contribute through Boost the Budget, volunteering. But let's get the ball rolling and see where it takes us. But thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.